Hello everyone, I am Surabhi. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to answer a question asked every homeschooler of the world. Socialization. And I never talked about it because I thought it's been talked enough. But I realized that after pandemic, when parents are choosing to school or to homeschool, this question is blocking them. So being a mama whose kids have never been to school, almost 9 years, I have a set of experiences and set of questions being asked to me, and I had the answers to all of them. So I thought, okay, let me talk about it now, finally on my channel. So one is like, how do you socialize your kids? That's a fun question. Apart from that, I have been asked many questions by a different set of people, all well-meaning people, okay? So like one was, your kids never travel in school bus. Basically their understanding is that they're always with parents, like always protected, sheltered. They'll never have real life hard experiences. Like in school bus, you deal with seniors, juniors, you're alone, your friend is not there, groupism, and just being alone and traveling alone. How will your kids manage that? The question like when you go to school, you're away from your parents, but learn to live like without you, and then dealing with the people who are not being nice to you, and still stand by yourself, not get discouraged or pulled down. And this people assume that you'll in their homeschooling life you don't have those kind of situations, and maybe in some people don't have. I have a lot, and I'll tell the stories. And another question which was asked by like someone, some teachers in India, I was talking to them, and they're all well-meaning teachers, like I know them personally, and they were asking, Surabhi, like how will your kids learn the decorum? Like in India, there's a lot of decorum in a way, right? They asked me, like, if they enter a principal cabin, you say, ma'am, may I come in? How will your kids learn that? They have never seen that principal teacher decorum kind of thing. So that is also part of socialization, I feel. So those kind of questions also, I'm going to tell you how our journey has been on these years, and where these questions I felt were answered. So let's start from the first part, socialization. So socialization, as per definition, is how do you understand the rules of society? Antisocial is the one who does not follow the rules of society. But this is social and antisocial. It is not introvert and extrovert. We know, like we are grown-ups now. In our class or in our college, there were people who were, we all were same school, but some came out to be introvert, some came out to be extrovert. I'm an introvert person, meaning when I talk even on videos, it drains me out. When I talk to people, it drains me out, and I need a lot of time and energy to bring myself. I like to be alone in a way, spending and reading my own time. And on the other side, my husband, who is also conventional school, but he's more of an extrovert kind of person. He doesn't mind talking to people so much. It doesn't drain him out actually. So we both are schooled, but introvert and extrovert is a personality, and that I'm not going to talk about. That is child specific, and everyone has their own call. But social wise, you understand the rules of society. One are the legal rules, like when you travel abroad, when you're walking, when you're going in a bus, when anywhere. We all follow the rules, right? Even in pandemic, we all followed the rules government specified to us, and kids will learn when they follow these rules. Like how do you cross a road? You need to know, because you have to walk by yourself. And we give opportunities, at least I give opportunities to my kids, that we have a mall opposite to our house, but we had to cross 2 signals because like zigzag. So sometimes I just decide to walk behind and tell them that you go by yourself, go to the mall, and I watch them like from some distance, that look for the green light. And now they're older, but still that's its kind of rules. When there was pandemic, Singapore had a lot of extra rules, and they learned to abide by them because they had to follow the rules equally as us, because kids were even not spared. They had the same rules about check-in or everything like that. So those rules will happen, or those rules they'll understand the more they really live the real life. They travel everywhere with me, wherever we go out, even to grossly leave it, but even for classes or meetups or just like that, we travel so much, visiting places in locally every day. So they learn the rules, like okay, like we have rules in the bus, which door to enter and which door to exit. That is also a rule in Singapore. So they've learned the rules. You have to check in your card, and you cannot take this seat because this seat is reserved for the elderly or pregnant ladies or old people, and you cannot sit here or this. So they all are learning the rules, society rules, government rules, because we live and we travel. We are not locked in the house. That is one way. And second, we have social rules, like what is the right behavior and what is the wrong behavior. You do not hit people, or you do not vandalize the stuff, and you do not damage things. Or if you're given something to you, you have to follow the rules. And if you are entering a place, like if you visit a museum or even any place, for that case, even if you go to a water park, these are the rules you have to obey. So तुम्हारी मर्जी नहीं चल रही है. When and there are a lot of conflicts I have as a parent with my child, because trust me, Singapore is a very, very strict rule abiding society. Not like bad rules, they're really strict about the rules, and very there are consequences if don't. So many a times my kids have hard time, like, why this rule, why this one, and I have to explain to them that, see, when you're inside the home, you can do whatever you want, you can wear whatever you want, you can eat whatever way you want, but when you are in outside place, the rules of the society applies to you. How do you eat? How do you sit? Even in McDonald's, how do you sit and how do you eat? That's a rule. I can't help it. Or there are rules everywhere, right? So when you're not inside the house, when you're traveling, when you're visiting places, when even you're eating out, you are learning the rules of society. And then also when you're sitting in a public place, if someone else is there, how do you deal with other people? When you are ordering something, you're going to a grocery store, you are you're talking to people, you're learning the rules. So how to behave in society, they are learning. I'm not telling they know all the rules, they are learning. Sometimes you have meltdowns, sometimes they come out rude at times, because, and again I say, they're kids, they are learning the rules of society, so they're learning that. But again, that is the legal rules and the place rules and those society rules. People are concerned about the interaction with kids. So for my kids, kids wise, there are two set of interactions. One is the local kids, which are like, so Singapore is not a US or Europe kind where like standalone houses and you don't see people for distances. It's a very small place. We have a condo, or like we have the apartments, and we have like 15 to 20 kids all the time in a park in the evening time. And I tell you, the conventional school kids, they spend much less time in the park, because they have homework, they have extra classes, they have to get up early. So they come for like 1 hour or so, and my kids go for like 2 to 3 hours, because we really have nothing to do at home after 5 o'clock. And so they play with like batch of kids. This time this child will come, so I'll play with this one. Oh, she went home because she had a class, she had homework. And interacting with these normal kids, say like conventional school kids, my kids have learned the term of exam, what is extra classes, why do you have to go to tuitions if you have already done the school, why teachers give the homework when we have already done the schoolwork whole day. So they are literally living in day in out with these so-called normal conventional school kids, and they are learning how they deal. And this is also bad experiences. Don't think that my kids have been like treated very nicely and very gently all the time, because they're kids. They are supposed to have conflicts. There will be someone who will say something which is not very kind, and my kids will be hurt, and they will be crying, and there will be fights, and there will be groupism. And I would not say bullying, but yes, you have been let down for many things, which is related to your body, your color, your face, even your skills. I don't want to say that, but yeah, my kids were not very good at some things, and people have pulled them. My two kids have been compared by like, oh, your sister can do it, why can't you do it? And then one of the siblings came on crying, like, and there are so many sibling fights because of the kids outside, because they told them that they're not good enough compared to each other. So you think my life is very easy, or life of my kids is very easy because they're always protected and sheltered? No, they live with the real people, they play with the real kids, and they have the real experiences. And I think that's a part of socialization, how to stand for yourself, how to ignore people, how to not talk to people if you're not comfortable with, and how to make your own friends. And it's better to be alone rather than the people who hurt you, or wait for your good set of friends. And many things, why we do not do things like them, why we have our house rules, why they have like this. Ask me, they are having all the social conflicts in abundance, which are like one of the major headaches I have in my life. Schooling is not a major one, but this socialization is a major headache for me. So that is a conventional. Otherwise, as a homeschoolers, we have meetups, but trust me, it's like once a week, and that too not with the same kids all the time. We do not we as a family as not associated with structured classes or co-ops as such, because that's what our methodology is. So we do not have a consistent set of friends in homeschool, but we meet our friends like once a month for sure. Kisi na kisi class mein, kisi na kisi museum tour mein, or just play date mein we will meet. So like once in a month we meet few homeschooling friends. So that is the friends part of peer part of thing. So second came the question was about authority of decorum, and I thought about it like, yeah, so for that case, I think when I talked about being in a real world and following the rules, like if if you're in a water park, you know, you have to go to talk to authority. Okay, we want this, like our card is not scanning. Can you go and check with the auntie why your card is not scanning? Okay, you have to wait outside. They told you have to wait. Again, fortunately, here everything is by rules. So maybe we don't have a classroom cabin or a principal we have to ask to, but still, when you're dealing with real people, you need to follow the decorum, you need to follow the rules. Even when we are going to a metro station, right? So your card is discharged, you don't have money, or it's not swiping in. Please, can you go to the station uncle and ask them that, you know, my card is not working, can you help? As simple as that. Again, this all depends on as a parent, how much protective you are. Then someone say helicopter parenting or something like that, some term is there. For that, that again I'm telling how much opportunities you give your child to understand the real world and deal with the real people. It depends on a parent. It is not homeschooling or conventional schooling part. Conventional, you are only with principals and teachers. In real world, everything is open. For that case, I'm learning with time, how do I let my kids go and talk and do blunders and sometimes not be kind, sometimes be kind, and learn the rules. Because when they were not kind, people did not treat them nicely. It has happened. And then I said, you did not say please. I think your tone was not right. That's why auntie got upset when you asked your question. You need to go and check it out, or talk like this, or auntie, I'm sorry, can you please help me? So these are the learning that is happening in our life as such for my kids in terms of socialization or understanding the social rules. So you think about it. What is, again, I'm not talking about introvert extrovert, I'm talking that they are what society rules really matter to you, which you want your kids to learn, and how do you do it? What are the opportunities around you to implement it? That's more than enough. When my kids travel in public transport, we have a rule. When you board the bus, so we enter to the door which is near to the driver so that we can swipe the card and he keeps a check. You go, can you say hello to driver uncle? When you get down, say thank you to uncle. Or when you're boarding the metro, there's a security guard, like someone who guides you. Can you say hello to them? So again, these are the habits I'm building up. Not my kids are like very super, like, you know, very well mannered or something like that. They are learning the way I do. My kids sometimes ask me, oh, why were you talking to her auntie? Who is that? I said, I don't know. She was just asking me. She is a, I mean, tourists travel here, so you know, they are lost or they find the way where it is. So I just talking to them, and like, why are you talking to them? I said, because they wanted help. Oh, so you can talk to anyone. I said, if people seek help, you think about the help you are giving, and then yeah, you help them. So again, talking to stranger or not talking to stranger, how do I identify which is dangerous, which is not dangerous? Because yes, dangers are everywhere. How do you recognize that the person is genuinely needing help or is trying to put in a trap or kidnap you? So these are the real life talks which we have in and out with our kids about meltdowns, about maybe bullying also at times, and about not so kind people, and about not finding friends which are of your kind, or you know, those who want to do the things like you. We have these all real conversations because our kids are with real people. So homeschooling is not your lot, but yes, if you are becoming a homeschooling parent, these all things which normally happen in school, you have to make sure that it happens in your home. Or in your home means in your real life. You have to take kids out. You cannot just, you know, teach them at home and ho gaya tumhara. No, you have to put an effort to take them out to different people, different kind of scenarios, different offices in a way. Right? Take them to post office, take them to like, we have in fact police tours also. We have fire brigade tours, just to understand that, you know, what work they do, and you know, you have to take permissions. Or again, I'm telling, you cannot be locked in the house ki haan padhai ho gayi homeschooling. No, all these social aspects of a school has to be implemented in homeschool, but they are not hard if you change your perspective. Take the kids out, travel with them, travel in public transport, travel to the small places, travel to big places, take them to your grandparents' house, let them interact with older people, let them interact with small kids. There will be a lot of goof ups, but trust me, that is a part of growing up, which we all went through, even if it's school, but in a family also went through a lot of these, you know, understanding the social life. Your child will also, if you take them out. That is the perspective a homeschooling parent has to have. Apart from that, you know, as the introvert person, I feel my kids are really extra social, which I'm not very happy about in sense, because I don't like it much as a person. But yes, I understand that my kids have a different personality. They like to be with people, and they like to have so many friends, and they get hurt a lot, and they get complained a lot. And that is also part of growing up. but do not try to change the personality of a child like introvert, extrovert. But yes, social rules, social obligations, social discipline, that you need to teach, and I think you can do it because we all live in the real world. You can do it. Like, go ahead and do it. It's not a big deal. So I can tell you this from 9 years of experience. So hope it solved or calmed you down about the homeschooling perspective, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening to me, and let me know if any more questions, and I'm happy to answer. Thank you so much. Bye bye.